Hey, what's up guys? My name is Jordan, and welcome to what you get when you mix that one Russell Crowe movie with some of my least favorite Marvel movies. You know, this one actually looks good, so let's do this. Welcome to Nerdvana. Yes! So yesterday the new Justice League trailer dropped, so Marvel dropped a new Ragnarok trailer, which by all means looks so much cooler. As much as I love DC, I'm always going to be 10 times more excited for the MCU. So today we're going to be taking a closer look at the new Thor Ragnarok trailer.
I know, it's great, right?
Another!
So first off, we get a much better look at Sakaar, where we see the giant arena where Hulk and Thor will fight, and this monstrosity and eyesore of a building that would probably lower your property value if this wasn't already a garbage planet. Given the ego on the Grandmaster we see throughout the trailer, it's my guess he lives here. You can also make out some faces on the building, perhaps in tribute to past gladiators, as the Grandmaster apparently enjoys manipulating people he feels are below him, and also having statues made in his image with women cowering at his feet, because come on, who doesn't like a good statue? Apparently he's one of the oldest beings in the universe and can read minds, the same exact powers as the Collector from Guardians of the Galaxy. Both appeared shortly after the universe was created, so yeah, they've aged pretty damn well. They're also brothers, which is nice. Everyone deserves a brother, or at least a good dog.
I need a horse!
We don't have horses, just dogs, cats, birds.
And give me one of those large enough to ride.
You can also see all these portals where garbage rains through. When I said garbage planet, I meant it, because Sakaar is basically where the universe throws all of its garbage to. We see Hela break Thor's hammer in the alleyway on Earth again. This is in the very beginning of the movie where Thor, Loki, and Doctor Strange look for Odin on Earth, who was most likely sent to Earth by Loki in the end of Thor: The Dark World. Somewhere along the line he meets Hela in this alleyway where she has this very chewed up outfit and long hair. He throws his hammer at her, she destroys it, and I'm guessing with the power of Mjolnir, constructs this outfit for herself which looks like the outfit she was imprisoned in. Speaking of which, she's been in prison for thousands of years, where, I'm not really sure. But she was sent there by the Valkyrier, a group of Asgardian female warriors who were tasked with taking the souls of fallen warriors to Valhalla, basically Asgardian heaven, and Mad Max heaven. It's paradise for the good guys, which these guys are arguably not. Anyways, Hela's special outfit allows her to construct basically any weapon she wants, and in her final moments looks to have killed most of her captors, except for Valkyrie, who maybe decides to go live on Sakaar after those events. Somehow Hela is released. Loki still rules the throne at this moment, so maybe him leaving for Earth inadvertently leads to her escaping somehow.
Why bring him here to New York?
We're looking for my father.
Oh, okay. So if you found Odin, you'd all return to Asgard promptly.
Regardless, she sends Thor to Muspelheim, which is basically hell, and somehow he ends up on Sakaar, aka Garbage Planet, where he's captured and sent to fight with We see some new shots of their fight, where it appears Hulk smashes and wins. Later on, we see Banner talking to Thor, where Thor tells him he won the fight easily, as Banner still can't remember what he does as Hulk.
Did I win?
No, I won, easily.
Doesn't sound right.
Well, it's true.
And Thor tends to lie when people almost or completely upstage him.
Nothing.
I mean, the man is prideful. That was kind of the whole point of the first film. We haven't seen Hulk since Age of Ultron, where he most likely drifted around until he got sucked up and sent to Sakaar. Apparently, he hasn't been Banner since that day, but more on that later. Anyways, we see Hela bent on destroying Asgard and remaking it as She'd-like. Hogun, one of the Warriors 3, and an army of Asgardians oppose her, but she seems to make quick work of them with Scourge, that dude that wields double machine guns from the first trailer. She also sets a fire throughout Asgard, but it's not clear when. We also see Hela and Scourge in Heimdall's observatory, where Hela may have banished him from. We also get another look at Heimdall, and I believe he is the final Infinity Stone, the Soul Stone. His eyes are that same sort of orange. He can see souls. It just fits.
From here, I could see 9 realms and 10 trillion souls.
It also fits the Thanos theory that the original containment unit for every stone spells out Thanos. The Space Stone was in the Tesseract, T. The Reality Stone was in the Ether, A. The Power Stone was in the Orb, O. The Mind Stone, which is now in Vision, was originally in Loki's Scepter, S. And the Time Stone was in the Eye of Agamotto, which is a necklace, N. That last one's a bit of a stretch, I know, but it fits, so all we're missing now is H, which I thought might be hammer, but now I'm convinced it's Heimdall. Anyways, to stop Ragnarok, which is a series of events that'll cause the end of the world, Thor decides to start a team to stop Hela, which includes Banner/Hulk, Valkyrie, and Loki. We also see Korg. He may be an enslaved gladiator as well. In the comics, he's an ally to the Hulk in the Planet Hulk storyline. He's a Kronan, an alien race we've seen before in Thor: The Dark World. They're essentially rock people.
Hello? I accept your surrender.
But speaking of cool characters, we get a look at Fenris Wolf, who in the comics is the offspring of Loki and a giant named Angerboda. They're more than likely going to change his origins, but Fenris is about 15 feet tall and has human-like intelligence. In the comics, it's said that he'll be the one to devour Odin, but for now, we get to see him fight the Hulk in Asgard. We also see that Hela transforms some of the Asgardians to these Skull People. In the comics, she can raise an army from the dead, and the similar outfits confirms that these are dead Asgardian soldiers. It seems like Thor and his friends start an uprising against the Grandmaster and the slavery that goes on in an effort to escape Sakaar and get to Asgard. They take the ship through one of the portals from Sakaar and crash on the Rainbow Bridge in Asgard, and around that time Valkyrie goes back to a more traditional armor, which looks like she's accepted her duties again, and we see her fight some of Hela's army and holding her own against Hela, who spins and throws like 1,000 swords at her. We also see what looks like Thor and Loki transporting somewhere with Hela following closely and knocking Loki out of the way. At some point, we see Thor at what appears to be his strongest. In the past, we've seen him rely on Mjolnir to bring about lightning, but the God of Thunder seemingly doesn't need it anymore as he drops out of the sky with lightning surrounding him and pure light in his eyes. And Thor is not a guy you generally want to mess with, but this guy looks insane. It's Thor 2.0. And finally, one of the biggest reveals is that Hulk can talk now.
Puny god.
I mean, he's talked before, but now he can just sit and converse with Thor in a non-angry manner. And I think I know why. It seems like since the days of Edward Norton, Bruce Banner has tried his best to banish the Hulk until he just can't control him. On Sakaar, he's a fan-favorite gladiator, and again, he hasn't been Banner since Age of Ultron. So the more Hulk is out, the more advanced that side of him gets. That's my theory at least. The Hulk's never been dumb, he can take directions and understands things, but it seems like Hulk and Banner are sort of mending together, although Banner still can't recall his fight with Thor, and Hulk still calls himself the Hulk, so they are still two sides of the same coin. Regardless, this is a Hulk we've never seen before. I mean, the dude's wearing jewelry, seems to be having a pretty good life. And then the last reveal is Surtur, the fire demon, who Hulk looks to be smashing. Surtur is the ruler of Muspelheim, one of the 9 realms in the universe. I'm guessing he's part of the events of Ragnarok, and might be the same sort of ultimate villain that Dormammu was for Doctor Strange.
Dormammu!
Hela, being the goddess of death, is probably going to try to unleash him, and I'm excited for this guy. But yeah, the movie looks awesome. Hopefully I have this video out by Sunday, if not Monday. But given everything we've seen, this looks amazing and hopefully better than The Incredible Hulk and Thor: The Dark World. Both movies I didn't hate, but not something I'd watch without it being an MCU marathon. But that is all for me. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and the 4 hours of research I did. If you did, you know the buttons to press. Maybe drop a comment down below telling me your thoughts on the trailer and any theories you might have. But as always, thank you for joining us here on Nerdvana. I hope you enjoyed yourself, and more than anything, stay nerdy.